Hey there, James Roten, Need Computer Help. Great to see you in the camera lens as always. Today's topic, MSP-owned cloud infrastructure. So a quick overview, what is cloud infrastructure? Cloud refers to when we are processing or storing data in a cloud environment, and this typically is where servers are located in a safe and redundant data center versus servers located in our office. So we've made the decision we're not going to have servers in our office. We're going to utilize a cloud provider for this storage and this processing to run these applications and provide these requirements in our business. So now where does it go? Well, one common place is that it goes in a private cloud owned by our MSP or managed service provider or IT service provider, and where they own, the MSP owns the hardware. The MSP has typically either leased space in a data center or owns data center space. I've seen it both ways. And they are responsible for that cloud environment. This is opposed to moving it to a third-party provider where the MSP doesn't have control of the hardware and infrastructure. And this could be a larger third-party cloud provider. This could be a Microsoft Azure, or this could be, say, an Amazon, for example. But for today's content, we're focusing on MSP cloud infrastructure and some of the concerns that I've seen. We ran private infrastructure as an MSP for many, many years. It was a great business. It made a lot of sense for us at the time, but we got out of it, and there's a number of reasons. Number one, hardware standards. As a company of X size, what level of hardware are we able to effectively maintain and stay profitable on versus partnering with someone much larger that has a much larger footprint, a much larger investment, Microsoft Azure? Can I realistically touch the level of hardware standards that Microsoft holds in an Azure environment, for example? No way. Okay? Next, updating standards. When we start talking about hardware in a data center, we're talking about servers, we're talking about switches, we're talking about firewalls, we're talking about routers. These things need updates to them continuously at a BIOS level, physical level. Like I need to update the BIOS on the servers periodically. Then I need to update all of the virtualization software. So a common way to virtualize these environments is VMware. We need to maintain what VMware version are we running. Now we need to move to a new version. We need a test environment to test that upgrade in VMware effectively. Hyper-V is another common technology for this. Again, we need to maintain what version we're on and stay current to stay secure in these environments. Okay, that brings me to testing standards. Can you imagine what a company like Microsoft or Amazon does for testing? It has to be enormous. How do they roll out a new version of Azure to us? They do a ton of testing on that environment. As a small MSP, how can we possibly match that level of testing? Okay? Now last, and I'm talking from personal experience on this, the day that goes bad, okay? I can build our private cloud environment for an MSP-sized cloud business as great as I can. At some point, the day is going to go bad. I'm going to lose a storage cluster. I'm going to have a switch go south. I have a redundant switch, but did I really test that failover? I'm going to have a firewall go bad, an internet connection, a fiber line. That day that goes bad, and now that MSP, let's suppose for a second, has 100 customers down at once. They're both with a limited staff trying to resolve the problem as well as field the support phone calls. Chances are they're either focused on resolving the problem and they're unresponsive to you, or they're fielding the phone calls as one technician's back there trying to resolve the problem. Neither of those is a good scenario. So, as an MSP, we've made a decision to focus on more of a larger scale enterprise cloud infrastructure as part of our offering versus MSP. I would encourage you to think about some of these pros and cons as you might be looking at a decision on how you outsource your cloud requirements within your company. James Roten, Need Computer Help. Great to see you as always. Thanks.